Hi, folks, and welcome to the Colorado Rockies franchise here. And we're going to have to add, as we get to September here, we're going to have to add a couple to our roster. Now, obviously, it's always one pitcher and one position player. We're going to bring Justin Leal back into the fold just for some bullpen help. And I think it's finally time that we bring up Robert Cairo, who has been absolutely crushing it. 44 doubles, 20 home runs, 32 stolen bases, hits 877 OPS, a 5 WAR. He'll be making his, what if we have the 40-man roster and we have space? He'll be making his MLB debut with us here shortly. And those are the two. Once Wyatt Langford comes back, Cairo probably will go down. He's just going to get a taste here. But very, very excited for what Cairo can do in his stint with us. As we're kind of setting up what we have to do and where the playoffs are, where the standings are, all that big fun stuff. We are here in Anaheim taking on one of the most improved teams over the last couple of years. A lot of key free agent signings. And we also have the debut of Robert Cairo. Yes, Cairo finally going to break camp with us here, or break the big league roster here. 20 home runs, 96 RBIs as a shortstop in AAA this season at the age of 20. There was no way we could have let him sat there the whole year. We had to bring him up for September. Wyatt Langford will also be back in this game as well. I believe his first appearance here. So Benitez has been sent down, and Shane McClanahan is going to be here. 2-time Cy Young Award winner. It's a tough assignment for the rookies' first go at it, but we think he can handle it. McClanahan looking for his third Cy Young and probably deserves it. And again, back for the first time is Wyatt Langford. He smokes a pitch into center field, but doesn't get quite all of it, and that will do it for the first. A quiet first for the Rockies as McClanahan starting off the first chapters of a gem, potentially, if this keeps up. We got Bobby Blanco, Bobby White, Bobby Moneybags, Bobby Blank Checks, whatever you want to call him. 4.02 ERA. He's starting to turn the corner on his season and really give us some good production here late, and that's exactly what we need as we barrel toward Rocktober, potentially. Brooks Lee, one of those aforementioned big free agent signings that the Angels have made. First pitch of the game. Takes it to right field. This one is high and deep with those short walls. Langford up to make the catch. Wyatt Langford, welcome back, big fella. Got a great read on it. Took it right to the spot it needed to be. And then we're talking about those low fences. Some home runs can sneak out, but also web gem potential. Bobby White is loving it. Absolutely loving it. And then Evan Carter, another one of those big free agent signings. He slaps at second base. Amador is there to make the easy play, and that will do it for the first. So we keep the Angels off the board. It wasn't easy. It required some heroics, but we did it nonetheless. And shout out Wyatt Langford. Nolan Gorman gets a pitch middle circle change. As juicy as you can get. McClanahan should be thanking his lucky stars this thing wasn't in Sacramento, because Gorman can absolutely pulverize pitches, especially mistakes like that. 115. Usually the ones he hits 115 don't stay in the yard. And McClanahan able to get the next out, and then able to get Tovar out to end the inning. So a first pitch single, and then next three sat down in order by McClanahan. Chisholm has some trouble with it at the wall as Ryan Jeffers. He's going to get a double anyway, but I guess now we're on SportsCenter for all the wrong reasons tonight. Jeffers is in there at second base with his double. Brings up Jake Bowers. Bowers smacked to left center field, and Chisholm does a good job getting to it, but the run easily scores, and it is now 1-0 Halos to begin the evening here in Anaheim. Adam Briggs, former Marlin, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, he stings it. Chisholm there, and he lets it fall in front for some reason. It's Jazz is having an adventure out there in center field. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's not feeling well. And then we're going to plunk old friend Max Wagner. And Max Wagner hurt on the play. Got him on the elbow on the check swing. So Rodolfo Castro will come in and replace him both as a pinch runner and at third base for the rest of the game. Another old friend alert, Jordan Beck. He's tied up on the strikeout, the second strikeout of the day. And then Brooks Lee again into right field. And again, Langford's there to put it away. So luckily for us, only allowed the one run. But definitely could have been a lot better than what we ended up getting. But still, either way, we'll take it. Jazz Chisholm against the lefty again. Bats a little bit lower in the order. And he's going to flick this one to right field. This is going to get up over that line up there on the scoreboard. And that's going to count as a home run. Jazz Chisholm, not great against lefties. And probably the best lefty of the game. In the game, he takes yard. So great job by Jazz. Getting us on the board and ties this thing up at 1 apiece. Look at that. Just gets ahead of it, gets the slider, puts it exactly where he needs to put it. We love to see that. Cairo on the ground, sharply hit to third base. Castro's there, throw to first base is in time, but we're going to challenge it, try to get the kid his first hit. We will challenge it, and the call will be out nonetheless. So we couldn't quite get the kid his first hit, but we give it a valiant effort. Still searching for his first big league hit. Adam Briggs in the fourth. Yeah, that's a big league hit. Demolishes a changeup or a curveball, whatever pitch it was. Didn't quite see. By the way, takes it 400 left center field and smokes it. Absolutely smokes it. Not a player, a fun player, an interesting player. He wears 82, a stocky, chubby, short second baseman. A fan favorite wherever he goes, but not my favorite because he just hurt my favorite team. Rodolfo Castro, excellent against lefties, not so much against righties, and he swings and misses there. So Adam Briggs puts them back up 1, and the Halos have the lead yet again. Abracaro back up in the 6th inning, and this hit number 1. Yes, sir, it is. He gets hit number 1 off of Shane McClanahan. Gets jammed up top, but he's just a hitter, man, and he gets his first big league hit. Congratulations to Rob Cairo. Wyatt Langford, runners on the corners, trying to add in late on the fastball inside. McClanahan trying to get out of the jam in the 6th. That's a good start. And we'll see what the next batter can do. Nolan Gorman, 0-2 count. Fastball well late. Struck him out high, and McClanahan fired up. That's what one of the best pitcher in the leagues looked like, if not the best pitcher in the league. That's what he looks like. And that's what it looks like when he gets out of a big jam to keep his team in the lead here late. Max Clark, the third big free agent signing. Well, also McClanahan. Again, the Angels have opened up the pockets since Mike Trout and Shohei has left. Clark trying for 3. Should have stayed at 2, my friend. Great relay between Wood, Tovar, and third baseman today is Nolan Gorman in our lefty lineup. And just a fantastic defensive stand by us. Again, our outfield defense isn't known as being the best. We have some, not liabilities, but not exactly gold glovers out there for a lot of the time. And, that started with Troy Wood, probably our weakest link defensively. And he got that to go. White gets the strikeout to end the inning. Still trailed by just 1. Rockies staying in it, but the offense, again, faltering here. It's the last couple of games we've seen the offense is kind of just taking a step back. Mark Winchester with McClanahan still out there. Finds some space on that left side, and he gets on first with a single. And Winchester fired up about that. And that will do it for McClanahan. They're going to say, hey, pitch count, kind of on this next guy to reach is your day type vibe. And that's the vibe that we accrued as Winchester gets on base. And McClanahan goes to take a seat. Brings up Trevor Steffen, former Guardian, if I do say so myself, if I'm not misremembering that, for 3.6 ERA. Another guy, just a good middle relief guy, and Chisholm swings over the top of the slider, and that will do it for the inning. So we get shut down there after the leadoff single. It's going to be 2-1 Angels still, but make it 3-1. Adam Briggs must have hated Bobby White in high school. He takes him deep again. Adam Briggs, the second time tonight. I believe that's now number 20. Yep, yes, it is on the season. This one 30 feet farther than the last one. Dead central. And again, it looks like a curveball hung that he just takes to left center field. Again, going for that. They have a bucket out there, I think. If you hit it into the bucket, someone gets $1 million or something like that. Either way, that's going to be the day for White. We're going to bring in Bo Brisky, a 1.79 ERA. Sign him to a 2-year extension, and he has been worth every single penny of that. Brooks Lee left field, and that will do it for the 7th inning. So Briggs goes bridge, and for the second time tonight, and he is responsible single-handedly for this 2-score lead. Cairo up later in the ball game. We were trying to come back and do something here. What do you got? It's Sam Bachman on the mound, and it's a two-seamer left inside that Cairo is going to spit on. Next pitch, low fastball, cranked. Center field, Cairo goes yard for the first time as well. Let's just get all the milestones out early. First career home run for Robert Cairo, Bobby Egypt, whatever you want to call him. He goes yard for the first time as a major leaguer. Congratulations to him, and keeps us in it. Now it's just a one-run game. Cairo deep into the night sky, straight center field, a little bit towards the opposite field as well. And, yep, of course, he gets the silent treatment from the fellas. This is a kid that we're very, very high on, especially if the fielding can come around. Don't think he sticks at shortstop with just the poor fielding where it's at, but it's a kid who has some promise. It's a kid that can really do something real nice here. Langford is eventually going to strike out after fouling off one fastball. Can't catch up to the second one. So Cairo keeps us within one here against the Angels. Can we do anything else? Please, something, somebody. Brock Burke, strikeout on Ryan Jeffers. Hey, this is just historical context to know that we Brock Burke was on our team. I don't think we've shown him since the trade deadline, so historical context. Gonna open up the gates and let out a demon. It is Ben Joyce, the flamethrower that routinely hits 105 plus sometimes. From the University of Tennessee, Joyce, 42 out of 45 saves, looking for that reliever of the year crown in the American League. We just saw the favorite for the National League, and 100 upstairs, dominated the ninth inning. He is sick, nasty with it. He is such a good player, and it's nice that we get to see him. I would like him on my team. Maybe. Who knows? Either way, Angels win this one. It is 3-2. We have a good day from our rookie sensation, who ended up getting his first career major league hit and his first career major league home run. Congratulations to Bobby Egypt, Robert Cairo, the Pharaoh. We're going to have so many fun nicknames for him. I can't wait to watch him blossom. He was really the only one that showed up today, though. 2 hits. That was it. It's just 2 hits from him. He had a home run. Chisholm had a home run. Both of them just solo shots. And that was it for the offense. Add another single from Nolan Gorman, and really we just were kept at bay. Bobby White, 6 1/3, 3 earned runs, 6 home runs, 2 home runs given up. Bo Brisky came in for 2/3 of an inning, and Brock Burke got 2 strikeouts in his 1 inning of work. Brisky, again, 2/3, 2 hits, and 1.76 ERA. He has been great. For the Angels, 3 hits from Adam Briggs, and then 1 hit apiece from the number 2 to number 5 or number 6 hitters in the lineup. Again, Max Wagner got hit early and then came out of the game. Bowers a double, Warden Kemper a double, Clark a double, and then Jeffers a double. 2 home runs by Briggs to get to 20 on the season and 50 RBI on the year. Max Clark, a double play, grounded into Trevor Stephan. Had a wild pitch in this one. But the whole story was Shane McClanahan and how good he is. We take a look at his stat line here in a second. 6 innings plus 5 hits, 1 earned, 5 strikeouts. And Stephan, clean inning of work. Bachman gave up the home run, but other than that, he was great. 3 strikeouts, and Joyce closed the door with 2 Ks as well. First standings check-in of the month. We have gone through basically the first 2 weeks. We sit at 80 and 67 right now. 3.5 games away from the Diamondbacks and leading the number 1 in the wild card by a good chunk here over the Marlins and the Cardinals. Pirates-Cardinals locked in the NL Central. The Pirates look like they will kind of have this unless they choke it out. And the Braves and the Marlins, they're keeping each other keeping each other at arm's length. Diamondbacks being the best team in the league right now. We are close, probably second or third, right behind them, at least in the National League. And again, here are the wild card standings. Giants on the outside looking in. The American League East, the Rays dominating right now, over almost 90 wins, the best team in the league probably right now. Blue Jays, about where we are in terms of overall record, and 9 games back. Guardians, Twins, White Sox in the mix here. Angels ahead of everybody. We just played them and lost to them. They're an 87-win team, head and shoulders over some folks over there. With the Athletics well behind them. Blue Jays, Athletics, Orioles, your wild card American League, with the Twins bringing up the rear in that regard. All right, a last check-in before we finish out this season. 84 and 72. We are 5 games back of the Diamondbacks. We need a big turn of events to win the division. Looks like Diamondbacks are going to win the division. We are 5 games back. The elimination number is 2, and it looks like all the other teams have been eliminated from the playoffs, at least from the West. Right now, technically, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams alive for the wild card in the National League. Marlins catching up to us, just a game over them, and the Cardinals a little bit distance between us and them. Nationals right there, and then but they would need some help here. Really, it's the Cardinals falling off, and a team like the Nationals, the Giants, catching fire here over the last couple of weeks is the difference. Pirates have clinched the division. They're chilling, and the Braves and Marlins, this gets close. It was like 3.5, 4 games difference when we checked in last time. Now all of a sudden, half a game. The American League, Rays, going to chalk up 100 wins. Why not? They steamrolled the division and clinched the East. Guardians and Twins still a race. Guardians have a nice head over the Twins, and the Angels have clinched the American League West. It's really one division crown left to go in the American League, with the Athletics, Blue Jays sworn to be the wild card teams. So really between the Orioles, Twins, Rangers, and the Blue Jays. A lot of eliminations already in the American League side. Really just 5 teams playing for it, and really it's just 4 teams playing for it. And that does it here. Look at the rest of our schedule. Arizona. And then we finish it off with San Diego. So we will be playing San Diego to end the season. We'll then check out, see how everything goes. Let's just also just to realize Tacoma and Hartford are in the playoffs. We're not really going to be doing too much there. Diamondbacks beat us there, as probably clinches the division for them. What do they say? We're going to the championship game in the cool. Good for them. And we do defeat the Diamondbacks here. Pick up a win. And they beat us, which I believe now officially clinches the division for them. And AAA champions, sick for AAA. So good for the AAA team and how good they were. Congratulations on their end. Again, we're not really going to be focusing too much here. Again, back to the standings. We have clinched the wild card. At best, we are the number one. We're going to be one of these seeds. Hopefully, we keep with the Braves. The Marlins have jumped up. That's going to be pretty cool. Let's continue to move on. Absolute drubbing of the Padres here in Game 1. We dropped Game 2 pretty hard. So let's see. A win, and we're the number 1 seed in the wild card. A loss and a Braves win, then it's a little trickier. But Cardinals, Nationals there. If we look at the American League, it looks like the wild card teams are set. The order can be a little bit different, but we basically got our playoffs. And we will be taking on the Padres here and seeing what comes on the other side. It's going to be JJ Rose trying to help us out with our season for that number 1 wild card seed. Here we are to end our season against the San Diego Padres. Those dads have not thrown together a great season for them. They will not be in the playoffs, but we sure as hell hope we are. I think we did the math on this. Win today, we clinched that number 1 seed in the wild card. Lose today, we could fall down to, I think, 2. We put up a lot of runs against them in Game 1. They put a lot of runs against us in Game number 2. And they got Robbie Snelling, a kid they called up early, and he's had a nice little career here in San Diego. 4.30 ERA, 195 strikeouts, and 178 innings. One of the best strikeout guys in the league, and he proves it there. Getting Langford on the changeup and getting the strikeout as we move ahead to the bottom of the first. And we have J.J. Rose, JJ the Jet Plane, 161 strikeouts and 150 innings. ERA almost around 6. It's a super uncharacteristic bottom 5 percentile type season from J.J. Rose, but he gets Jackson Holliday with the high heat. And both pitchers, both young lefties, end with a strikeout to end their first clean inning. We're really looking towards J.J. Rose. We're looking to him as someone that can kind of get us back on track. And Taran Vavra. His name's Taran. I know that. Former Oriole and former Rocky. Now with the Padres. Patrick Bailey with 2 outs to left field. Deep and at the track is Troy Wood. He will be there to wrangle it in. But that will do it for the inning. So, again, the Rockies playing solid. Ezequiel Tovar gets a hold of a pitch high, and he drives it into left field. It's actually going to be a close play, but he's in there sliding for the double. So we get a double here in the top of the third. Represents our first base runner. And Robert Cairo, again, getting his second career start. And, again, proving to be real nice for us. Offense getting on the board first with the sacrifice fly and the RBI from Cairo. Dylan Head drops the bunt. Winchester out, turns around, and can't get the speedy Dylan Head as he gets the first base. He on the bottom. Shout out Tampa Bay Rays, second 100-win campaign in franchise history. They've made some splashes this offseason. Nathan Martorella, left field. It gets down by the building out there and left, and Head swerves around that corner. Whoa. He's scoring. And what's Nathan Martorella, whatever his name is, he gets the Padres on the board. Another strikeout for Jackson Holliday. J.J. Rose pumped up about that. And we get it out of the third. Ha-Seong Kim still with the Padres, still doing damage. He gets us all the way to the wall. He's turned second base, going for 3. and he is safe. So a triple for Kim. Puts runner on third base with just one out for the Padres. Aaron Vavra again up. What can he do? He'll ground out to first base. Amador has to make a Jeter throw over there, and that is definitely deep enough and took up enough time to score the runner easily as the Padres take the lead. Cairo smacked to third base. Holiday couldn't handle it. And that gets into left field, and we have 2 on with 2 out. Brings up Troy Wood in the top of the lineup. Wood does really well against lefties. Hits it in the center field. Then got kind of on the end of the bat and just missed the sweet spot. And that's an easy put out for Head in center field. So, Jackson Holiday, tired or striking out, decides we're just going to hit an absolute bomb. And yeah, that one was hit quite well. Came to San Diego as part of a mega deal, and 401 feet later, his 32nd home run lands, and they take the lead. It is now, 3-1? 4-1? Something to 1? Either way, our offense just not doing much of anything. Really, keep it, put it lightly. 3-1, and then Langford sprawls out to make the catch in right field, and keeps us in this ball game, but the offense has to get going. Only 4 hits against Snelling, who is good, but isn't exactly like a world beater Cy Young type guy. Stephen Kolek in the game. He's going to walk Winchester, and Tommy Domine, who has done very well against the Padres this year, steps up, and he needs to do something here. We'd love to get this offense going, and why not have someone, one of your best hitters overall, and one of your best hitters against a specific team get you going. He stings it into center field, and that will be a hit. 106 off the bat is the registered exit velocity. So an absolute hard hit ball for Domine. And here's Ezequiel Tovar. Against lefties this year, not performing all too well, but against righties has kind of kept the power up. We've already seen him hit a double today. Need a big hit from Zeke here. Pitch on the ground. Holiday to second base. Kim to first. And that takes care of 2 birds with 1 stone. Runner on third base, but 2 outs. And not what you need there. Not what you need, especially when you're trying to get runs on the board. 1 swing still ties it, but that swing will have to wait. Chisholm to second base. Kim to first. And again, Rockies can't do anything offensively. Finally set the table, and now we fast forward into the 9th inning, and Brian Abreu is trying to lock down the win for the Padres. It wasn't a must-win for us, but it would have been a nice to win for us. Now we got to go against a dominant closer with some playoff seeding on the line. So for this year, not the best showing from him. Has blown 10 saves, an ERA creeping around 6, and Tommy Domine grateful for it. Into center field. Gorman's going to scoot all the way around and get into third base. And we do have now runners on the corners against Abreu. And it's Ezequiel Tovar trying to be the hero. This time, left field and under it. And that will do it. So we do not win here on the last day of the season. Our playoff seeding, we will not be the number 1 seed in the wild card. That distinction will go to somebody who we'll see in just a few minutes. Hey, yeah, Snelling gets his 10th win. J.J. Rose, his 9th loss. However, this was the best we've seen Rose look almost all year. And we'll get into his stats here. Again, the offense really not doing anything. The bottom lineup did some more stuff, but 11 strikeouts combined in this one. Only 1 extra base hit. Robert Cairo, 2nd career RBI, and that was it. J.J. Rose, 7 strikeouts in 7 innings, over in 3 runs given up. That should be enough for an offense like this, but today just wasn't. Vinny Garcia got an inning as well. Struck out a couple. Tatis a hit, Schneider a hit, Jackson Holiday a hit, 2 hits for Dylan Head and Ha-Seong Kim, and they did what they needed to do. A few doubles sprinkled around there, a triple plus that home run we saw from Jackson Holiday. They did enough. They hit for power on this one, and they were able to drive in runs when they needed. Martorella, not mozzarella, He got his 26th RBI as well. Snelling, 5 innings, 8 Ks, 4 hits. Stephen Kolek, 2 good innings. And then Bertram Webstrom and Brian Abreu shut it down there in the last couple of frames, and we lose this one to the Padres. High note we were looking for, but we didn't crap out. We kind of stayed the course here in September. Finished with an 86-76 record, and we'll be taking on the Braves. We look at how these standings checked out. We ended up with the number 1 seed in the wild card. So the Braves behind us. The Cardinals ended up keeping the pace in the wild card, with the Nationals the last team to be eliminated. We looked in the American League. Orioles and Blue Jays secured wild cards, as well as the Athletics, to make this the playoff field, to go along with the Angels, Guardians, and the Rays with 100 wins. Diamondbacks won a division pretty handedly. Pirates, Cardinals made it from the Central, and the Marlins clinched the division, with the Braves kind of falling and sputtering towards the end. So it'll be us in Atlanta. Winner takes on Arizona. Miami and St. Louis. Winner takes on Pittsburgh. American League, Baltimore, Toronto. Winner takes on Tampa Bay. So the AL East there in the top part of the bracket. And then Oakland, Los Angeles, and Cleveland, with Cleveland and Oakland facing off to take on LA in the ALDS. So, give me 1 second, and we'll be back. Physically, here's how he finished out. Troy Wood, in his first real actual action with us, 40 doubles, 17 home runs, gives very first season of Stephen Kwan vibes, and that's exactly what we're looking for. 799 OPS, which I think is better than Kwan ever did, just because he has a little bit more power there. Ended up being a 4-WAR player. Love that from him. Dale Amador only played 106 games, yet hit 26 home runs with 20 doubles. Absolute power surge from him. Again, missed a chunk of that middle of the season, beginning of the season, with, I think, a broken wrist. Career highs in averages, on base, and slugging to make a new career high of OPS. And a 4.5 WAR. Basically what he did in the 2029 and 2028 in about 40 to 50 less games. So, yeah, Dale Amador, age 27 season was special. Sucks we didn't get the full length of it. Same thing can be said about Wyatt Langford with 30 home runs this year, 81 RBI, basically duplicating what he did with Texas last year in 30 less games. More hits, more runs. Also, higher average, higher on base, higher slugging for a 900 OPS, best since his 2029 year. Finished with a WAR of 3.9. Jazz Chisholm continued to raise the bar, and again, has really settled into a 110 RBI, 35 home run, 30-plus double guy. And that's what he has been basically for the last 4 years. 37 doubles, tied his career high. Struck out a lot less this year, which is nice. Average up to 291, easily a career best. On base up there as well. Slugging and a 912 OPS, finally breaking that 900 barrier for a complete full season. He had a 7 WAR last year, making a 6.2 WAR this year. Again, more opportunities playing some second base as well as center field. So, yeah, I love that season. Chisholm. Nolan Gorman bounced back. Best full year with the Rockies. 159 games. Was healthy. Hit doubles. Hit home runs. Walked, I think, the most out of anyone in the league. And we'll take a look at those statistics. 874 OPS. Best mark since his MVP season in 2020. He did play the field a little bit. Played 129 innings in the field, and that helped him get a 3.3 WAR for his efforts this year. Evan Russo, a 30 home run campaign. I'm excited to get this production from a catcher. 133 games total, which is a career high, playing most of the season as a first baseman for the Yankees, then coming over here and playing catcher and splitting time. 788 OPS, we will take it. WAR checked in at 4.4. Most of that come with the Yankees. We were on the receiving end of that too. Tommy Domine slowed down a little bit, ended up only playing 120 games for us. Get him some rest every once in a while, but 22 home runs, 75 RBI, 773 OPS. Definitely not as good as he was last year, but continues to be a pretty solid player. I'll take that from base. So far, power was down. Power is down a whole bunch, especially the home run power. Have about one more year after this on his contract. Probably it's time to move on naturally for Robert Cairo. 693 OPS, which is the worst we've seen him play offensively since we took the job here. Did still finish up with a 3 WAR with his good fielding. Sterling Thompson, a very incredible start to his season. Slowed down, but this is kind of the guy he is. He's going to hit 15 home runs for you. He's going to get 20 doubles. He's going to hit a lot of singles. He's going to walk a decent amount. Struck out a lot more this year, or a little bit more than this year, but most of the triples, the on base was better. Slugging and average were down. Still finished as a positive player, but not the 3 WAR guy we saw this year. Cyrus Johnson, Tyrone Garinger did well in 33 games. 299 average and 914 OPS. He really makes the most of his opportunities. Got basically a 1 WAR in 100 at bats. And Mark Winchester, another guy who makes most of his opportunities hitting against lefties. 12 home runs, 8 doubles, 711 OPS, open all the time, and finished it off with a 1.1 WAR in 79 games. Leland Metzger, decent cup of coffee, 70 games, played a good amount. Towards the end, he is a fielding and speed guy for us off the bench, and that's where he will be. Pitching rotation-wise, Bobby White, J.J. Rose, Bud Leonard, James Mora, Rafael Parra. We've kind of talked about them. It's kind of been a weird season. The bullpen continued to be really, really good. So really nothing much to go over here. Things that kind of stayed the same. Adding Yohan Duran and getting rid of Tanner Scott has been huge. Now let's check on league leaders and then any award winners, and then let's get out of here and prep for the postseason. League leaders offensively, Michael Chen is a stud. 328 average, 23 home runs. This guy's going to be pretty sane. Nolan Jones, old friend alert, his first season in Washington. Wanted to go back home or close to it. 317 average, a little tick below where he was last year, but this is still our baby boy, our fella, and 7.4 award season. And he did basically everything he did with us last year in like 10 less games. So excited for the success. Matt is still not with us. Noah Miller, Jesus Sanchez, and Spencer Steer, the tops in the National batting average. Anyone else on our team kind of rank? We're just going to go through the stats. 50 doubles for Chen. Noelvi Marte, 49 doubles his first season in Pittsburgh. And they also had Jared Girolo over there at 8 as well in that category. Corbin Carroll continues to be an absolute stud. Shohei Ohtani leading the league in home runs. And Jazz Chisholm coming in tied with 5th with Marco Luciano. That's nice, I guess. Colt Keith flexing the power in New York here for the second season with O'Neal Cruz, absolute baller. James Wood, also absolute baller. Jazz Chisholm, 107 RBI as 8th in the National League, with Shohei picking up 2 of the 3 Triple Crown categories. Triantos, 111 runs, 35 stolen bases for C.J. Abrams, and Troy Woods, 25, comes in 7th. Juan Soto did end up walking a little bit more than Nolan Gorman, but still, Nolan Gorman 100 walks, Troy Wood 84, which was top 6 in the league. Very, very good. Michael Chen 400 on base, Nolan Gorman right behind him at 392. Slugging leader went to O'Neal Cruz with Jazz Chisholm top 5. OPS, O'Neal Cruz, only National Leaguer with an OPS over 1,000. This accrued in 139 games. Has hit lefties too well, but might be the best hitter against right-handed pitching we have in the game. And then Nolan Jones right behind him in OPS. And Jazz Chisholm plates here. Pitching wins, Leo Asensio out of the bullpen for the Nationals. Probably going to pick up Rookie of the Year with numbers like this. 70 games out of the bullpen, 162 innings, 20 wins. Just a weird. Also, Thomas Harrington, 18 wins of the bullpen. Logan Webb, he came out of the bullpen. Jonathan Hanna, the only true starter to be on this list. Luke Moya got out of the bullpen. So yeah, it's weird how these are kind of, stats are fun. Ryan Helsley, former friend of the program, 52 saves. Marcelo Jimenez, he had 50 as well. Jared Jones with an ERA title with Herman Franco. This guy's going to be an absolute monster tank. And I really wanted to draft him. He did not fall to us like I thought he might have. I had a chance to. I have no clue why I thought he had a chance of doing that. But yeah, he is a stud. A 2.91 ERA in his second full season, and the first one really getting that starting job out. Kenzie Gore kept the ball in the yard. So did Bobby White. Again, I think home runs were plaguing him in the beginning, and they came crashing down. I don't think he gave a home run like the whole year after we kind of saw Herman Franco's 6 shutouts. Alexi Escobedo leads the league in strikeouts at 223 in 163 innings. Still a guy that continues to, let me see that, FIP. Yeah, it's a guy that continues to kind of get unlucky. Paul Skeens, 223 strikeouts as well. Very lucky to be Paul Skeens. James Mora and Bud Leonard in the top. Mora breaks the 200 strikeout plateau for the third consecutive year. Has been pitching slightly less and less innings, but still finished with a 4.12 ERA, 203 strikeouts, and 179 innings. Good for a 10-plus K per 9, 10-1, which would be second best of his 3 seasons. And then Snelling and Rogers with Bud Leonard at 181 strikeouts. Innings pitched went to Franco. James Nishi, another young guy that's getting a lot of run for San Diego. And walks around George Kirby, Herman Franco, your whip leader. Pitching WAR, Kenzie Gore, a 4.7 WAR. Casey Mize, Herman Franco, Paul Skeens, and Kevin Wells. So a lot of that NL Central coming over, and they're starting pitching back. Batting WAR was DeAndre Jordan. He finished with a 291 average, OPS around 900, 30 doubles, 35 home runs, and 7.7 WAR as a good catcher. Absolutely incredible. Marcel Meyer, Nolan Jones, Ronald Acuna Jr., and Tyler Soderstrom in his second year in Miami having a breakout campaign. All 5 of those guys with a WAR above 7. In the American League, Tony Black is your batting average leader with Brandon Marsh and Nolan Samuel behind him. Colton Cowser, 184 hits. Johnny DeLuca at 52 doubles with Brandon Marsh, Red Sox, and old friend Brian Hayes. Don't have to deal with him too much anymore, but did have a career-high 47 doubles. Leody Tavares, 11 triples with Jordan Lawler. Tristan Casas finished with 45 home runs. Riley Green in center field behind him at 43. Just a crazy duo. These two are wicked good, and it's fun to see them go. Also, Roman Anthony, a guy that been waiting for him to break out, and I feel like these last couple of years are it, especially this last year. 870 OPS with a 6.2 WAR. Finally, we see the Roman Anthony breakout. Something we could have saw maybe when he was a teenager or 20 years old. That's how good he was going up. Riley Green smokes everybody in the RBI category, helps when you hit a whole bunch of home runs, and have guys like Tristan Casas hitting in front of you. Roman Anthony leads the league in runs. Ramsey Spellman, former number 1 overall pick, stealing bags. 37, third straight year with 30-plus stolen bags. Victor Scott, Bill Mayfield up there as well in that category. Junior Caminero, 100 bases on balls. He led on base as well. Riley Green, the slugging leader, and then Gunnar Henderson, the OPS leader, sneaking in there. Only played 121 games, but still able to qualify for. And then also Anthony Volpe, low-key, huge year, back-to-back, almost 30 home run campaigns. There were a power surge out of nowhere. Didn't hit 20, hit 20 in his first season, but failed to hit 20 again until the last 2 seasons. So good for him. Pitching-wise, Alek Manoah, 19 wins. Brian Moore, a guy that we have tried to draft. He had a really, really solid year. Cy Young caliber year if it goes his way. Will Klein, he ended up getting traded from Toronto to Tampa Bay, ended up with 53 saves. Ben Joyce with 50 as well. 2.53 ERA for Manoah. Brian Moore right behind him at 2.64. Shane McClanahan as well, the only other pitcher with a sub-3 ERA in the American League. Jesus Luzardo now on Toronto. Old friend of the program into the bullpen now, and a 4.07 ERA, but gave up the least amount of home runs. So shout out Jesus Luzardo. 2 shutouts for Manoah, 232 strikeouts for Jack Barger. Yeah, this kid is a stud, but same kind of play that Escobedo has. Just a really good strikeout artist, but doesn't really do anything else too particularly well, so he gets hit around. And this guy might be more of a bullpen piece. Spencer Strider behind him, 216 strikeouts. He was able to toss 183 innings, a 4.33 ERA pace. And Dylan Cease, 201 innings. Brady McCain, another guy that you can be seeing 200 strikeouts from as well. Hit that plateau the last couple of years. This year, the strikeouts dipped a little bit, a 10.18 Ks per nine instead of the 11 plus we're used to seeing. He is a stud as well. 218 for Jose Cano and innings pitched. Pitching war leaders, 3 players had a 4+ ER WAR, and of the 3 of the top 4 WAR getters all played for the Angels. McClanahan, McCain, and Brian Moore all pick up of 4+ WAR seasons. Brian Moore 3.9, Alex Manoah 4.2. Riley Green, your most valuable player in all of baseball, 8.4 WAR. Again, absolutely incredible with a 9.53 OPS, 44 doubles, 43 home runs. Adley Rutschman behind him at 8.1. And then a few 7s here. Lawler, Volpe, Masayo, Walker Jenkins, Ethan Salas, Leody Tavares, Pete Crow Armstrong, Ellie De La Cruz, and Chase DeLauder all hit that 7+ plateau. Award winner Shohei Ohtani is your most valuable player. Doing this with the bat and this on the mound, yeah, we understand. You take it. Cy Young is going to go to Dax Fulton, a guy who got 15 wins and started 1 career game. All right, this game sucks. Batting title is Chen Cano, the reliever of the year, which is 1.13 ERA, I guess so. Thomas Harrington is your rookie of the year. Technically, this is his first taste of big league action. I thought of Asensio with his 20 wins, but they're going to give it to Harrington, who did have a better season. Hank Aaron Award is O'Neal Cruz, and then here are the Gold Gloves. If you'd like to stop and look, go ahead. Tovar second in Gold Glove behind Eric Brown Jr. at shortstop, and nobody else for us. Silver Sluggers, Nolan Gorman came third behind James Triantos and Shohei Ohtani in the Silver Slugger DH. Anyone else placing in Silver Slugger? Jazz Chisholm won a Silver Slugger in the outfield, and I'm sure with a full season, second base would have easily been Adele Amador like he was last year. American League, Riley Green is your MVP with Tristan Casas following and Colton Cowser right behind them. Alek Manoah, your Cy Young. Brian Moore places behind him. Tony Black, your batting average leader. Lee Chone gets the reliever of the year. Jose Cano, your American League Rookie of the Year, almost came in third in Cy Young voting as well. Tony Black, he got a batting title in his first career year. And Alexander Melendez in the bullpen, 197 innings in 83 games. Goodness gracious. Hank Aaron Award is Gunnar Henderson. And then here again are the Gold Glove winners. Brian Hayes, a clear 1,000 on the fielding percentage. And here are your Silver Slugger Award winners in the American League. So that'll do it. It's Atlanta up next. We will see you then. More Rockies baseball as we hit the hit the postseason yet again in 2031.